Good afternoon, my people. Today is a girl, Omari bead. I'll be showing you today on how to make a pearl bag with gold. So, that's what I'll be teaching you on today, and I'll be making use of this fishing line 0.80 mm and scissors for cutting. So these are the things that we'll be making use of: our pearl, our gold, our fishing line with our scissors for cutting. So if you need any other thing, I'm going to also inform you in this tutorial. So let's get started. So for our starting, this is our fishing line. This is our fishing line I'll be using, and to start, the first step is to take your pearl bead and your small gold bead, followed by your pearl, then your gold. Then intersect it, cross it, and now close it. Now please try to make sure that your fishing line for this first thing, try to make sure that everything is equal. Try making it everything to be equal, because the reason is, if you don't make your fishing line to be equal, there'll be a stage you will get to. You'll find out that one is more longer than the other, and thereby making your work involving that you have to cut a new fishing line to it. So try making your fishing line equal. So this is it. So you can see that mine is equal. I've taken it to be equal size. Is it? So now let's continue. So this one here goes here, and this one at the left, one at the right, then your gold goes at the center, and that's it. Two here, there's one left, one right, and the other one, your gold goes at the center. So this is the method that you are going to be using. Left one pearl left, one pearl right, and the gold intersecting together. You can see it. So this is the method you are going to be doing till you get to this certain stage. The length you want your bag, your purse, whatever thing you want to do to get to be. So you can now close it to start the next stage. So I'm going to do the remaining of myself off camera when I reach to the certain stage. When I reach the length I want my bag to be, then I'll come back to show you how to close it and start a new line. So I'll be with you shortly. Okay, I'm back again. I told you I'm going to do the remaining off camera and you can see that I've gotten to the stage I want to. You can see it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So I'll be using the last one as my 12th line. So that's how the length of how I want my bag to look, my purse to look like. So how are we going to do it now? So let's see it, and everything is going to go. I'm going to use my right line fish. I'm going to use my right fishing line to do it. You can see that this is the left line and this is the right line. So I will I'll be putting use firstly the first that goes is your pearl that goes first, then followed by your bead, your gold bead, then lastly your pearl. Then you see the join it, you know. Yeah. So you can see it now according to the stage I want it to look like. So you can see it here now. So for us to start the next line we are going to start is, firstly, gold have to go first to start a new line, you understand? Because it's going to look exactly like this. It's going to look like this. So we're going to start with gold first. You can see my gold goes first. Okay, so you can see that my gold goes first. My gold goes first. It goes first. This is it here. So then follow my bell, and then the gold for closing. So I will interjoin it. You can see it here. Interjoin it to the next bead. So now to start the next line, to continue, you are not going to make use of gold again. Let me repeat myself. For you to start a new line, you have to first of all put gold goes first, gold bead goes first, then followed by your pearl, then the next is your gold bead. After that, you set it and then interjoin it to the next line, the next bead. So then to start the second line, the second step, you have to now use this. Now goes first, this have to go first, then this have to go first, your pearl have to go first, and which is this, and then followed by your gold bead for closing. That's setting. Then now that join to the next line. That join to the next line. Okay. Then you continue with this method. You continue with this method till you get to the start, till you get to the ending part. This is so till you continue this method, pearl first, gold next, pearl first, gold the next. So you continue till you get here. So after that, I'm going to do the remaining steps offline. So after that, I will now be coming back for us to do the ending part here to start a new line. Maybe for those that didn't actually understand how I was able to do this, then I'm going to re-explain it again when you are starting over from this line. So bear with me. I'll be with you shortly. Okay, so we are back. Told you that when I get to the end, when I'm getting to the final stage, I'll come back for us to do together. So you can see that you know that as usual it should be like this and this. That is, this goes first before this. But as we are at the ending part, because we need to start again the next line, it's not going to be in that form again. It's not going to be this first and this. So it's going to be this first before this. How? Because we are going to do, you are not going to use this right fishing line again. So we're going to be using the left fishing line to do it. So I'll first insert this one, then this one goes, so we now be closing it. So we now be closing it. So you can see it here now, just like every other ones here. So now to start afresh, for those that didn't actually understand the step I used in the beginning, firstly it should be like this. This is how it's going to be. Let me use this to demonstrate it. It's going to be like this: gold, this first, and this. Have you seen it? That is gold first, gold goes first, then your pearl, and then next gold. This is how it's going to be. So the next one you're going to now start to now be, instead of starting with this, it's now going to be this and this. So this is how we're going to be doing it: this and this, this and this. This is how we're going to be doing it. This is just for the beginning. This is the second step, third step. So we're going to be using it like this till we get to the final stage, that instead of it to be like this, is now going to be like this. Is now going to be, okay, let me shift this, sorry, this remember was this first, this, so assuming that, let's just assume that this is the steps we have, and the ending part, instead of it to be this, the pearl first and the gold bead, so is now going to be the gold bead first, and this for closing. This is how we are going to do it. This for starting a new line, the beginning, which I'm going to do now for you to see. Well, firstly, I will take this one, enter, then my pearl, this one now, and then lastly the gold. Now set it together. Now join it to the next line. Giving you what you want. You can see it now. Do you see it? So now, following the same method, we now use this one. Now goes first, then the gold bead, then goes third, second, then we now intercept them, and now join, then interjoin to the next bead. I'm not going to continue again with this fishing line because you can see that it's almost finishing. So I want to tie it here. I want to tie the knot here so I can be able to start the next line. So let me cut my fishing line first before I can be able to do it. I'm going to show you how to put a new one, in case if yours finish, your high BP will not rise, because you'll be thinking on how to. So or you start searching, browsing. So instead of giving you that such stress time, so let's just start with. Then I'm going to show you everything. So that is why you need to subscribe to my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that you'll be getting different tips on how to make your bag. And it's going to be very simple, just like I'm doing it. I'm trying to make it in a way that even without using it, I'm doing it with simple English whereby you can understand everything I'm doing. So the next one, before you can see that I have not yet tied my I have not tied the fishing rod, so I'm going to first use here, because this is our continuation of our work. So now interjoin it to the next bit. You can see to the next one here, that is the third step. Don't forget what I told you earlier. Always make sure that your fishing lines are of equal. They have equal length. If not, it's going to affect. You can see that mine is equal, so that's why everything is finished at the same time. So you can see that it is of equal length. You can see it of equal length. So you don't need to I don't need to stress myself in doing it, thinking of what to do with my day. So now watch me and see what I do next. So I'm going to take this one now and pass it over to this one. I'm going to pass it over to the next, to this bead. Then after that, I'll pass it over to this small bead gold. Okay, can see it now. This small one here, sorry, that thing is a bit strong, so that's not good. So this one here now pass it to this big pearl. You can see it here now, so you cannot tie your knot. If you don't want to, for some people, they will continue doing it like that, you understand. Even if you not tie it, if you continue doing it like that to the last stage here, it will still be strong, it won't lose. So but me, I like tying mine so that I'm making sure that everything is okay. So now I'll prefer passing it through this small bead gold here. You can see that it's very distinct. So then that is when we make use of our scissors. So this one, I can also pass it through this big pearl here. Okay, let me pass it here, because that place is where I pass the first one. So you can see it here now. You can see it here now. So this is it. So we now continue our work with our new fishing line. So now okay, so remember the techniques which I gave to you. Your pearl first, then your gold beads, second, then you now intersect it, then be very careful not to make a mistake. Do it, take it gently, don't do it hurry so that your work at the end can also look amazing, you know. So that is it. So if I do this one next, now I'm going to do the remaining steps off camera. So when I get into the ending part, I will now come back for us to cross over. I'm going to do it 2 or 3 times for you, so the remaining lines I will be doing it myself off camera, then I'll come back. I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to make sure that I don't consume your MB too much, so you can watch other videos with your MBs, not just only this particular video that will finish your data for you. So for those that are just watching my video, if in case you don't understand it, you have to replay it maybe twice for you to understand it, you know. Mostly people that will understand this fast is people that have been into this for a while. So I'll also be uploading the ones that for new beginners that want to learn how to, you know, just the normal with normal beat, so that it won't confuse you. I know that this might confuse a bit, so I'm going to, in the next video, I'll be doing the normal one that everybody, new beginners that want to learn and how to make beat, it will be easy for you to grab without you getting confused with these ones, because these ones are a bit for intermediate, those that are in intermediate class or the advanced class. So that are the ones that can understand this one so fast. So I'll be doing these remaining steps my own. So the last one, I'll be coming back for us to do it together. So I'll be back shortly. So I'm back once again. You can see it, I'm back. So let's do this one together. Don't forget the method I told you, the tip you are going to use here. That is your code first, and then your bell lastly, then the set it. So you can see it here now. So starting over, we're using this goes first, this one second, and this third. That's the last one. So now close it, then interjoin. So now interjoin. So we now interjoin today. You see it here. So now following our tip, which is this one first, this goes first, this goes first, then this second, first, second, first, second, first, second. So, and when you're trying to end it, it's going to be this and this. So in case if you want to, for starting, it's going to be For starting, it's going to be your bead first, this second, and this third. So after that, you can now continue with this method like this. So we have done with this one now. So this one goes back. So we are going to be this first, this first, this followed by to we get to this the ending part. So the ending part. So this is the ending, but this one is going to be the ending part. So we set it aside for now. When you get there, you can now use that techniques. So don't forget the techniques in case, and you still need to download it, good and fine, you know. So while you're still watching now, why not you click on that like button, you know, just click on that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, you know. Subscribe so that you get a new, you'll be able to be watching my videos anytime, every time. Once you log in, you will see my new videos. You also leave your notification button on to get notified when I upload a new video. So it will be very easier for you than start searching if I have uploaded a new video. So if you leave your notification button on, it's very easy for you. When you come online, you'll be able to see it. You get. Also comment if you have any question, any suggestion, anything at all to say. Just comment. When I come back, I'm going to reply. I'm going to give you the feedback to your question or whatever that you might write there. So share also to your friends. There are some people that are looking for this opportunity, so try to share. Maybe you might get the right person, you know. Let's hit it up to 1,000 subscribers. I know we can do this. So I'm going to do this one all throughout with you. So the next one lines are between the remaining lines myself. So I'll be coming back when I'm getting to the ending part I want to. So I'm going to be doing this one with you all throughout. So in case if there's anything missing, you can see it. Okay, so we continue our work. The pearl first, then the gold bead, first the second, a pearl first, a gold bead, second, so remember to interjoin as you're doing it. Interjoin to the next bead. Continue with your work. So remember that I said that I'm going to be with you all throughout this one. I'm going to show you this one all throughout. So when we get to the ending part, so after this one now, I'm going to do everything myself off camera. I'm going to do the remaining one, off camera. So when I'm getting to the maybe 2 to 3 lines to finish my work, then I'll come back, or I might finish it up. Then when I want to close it, the work, then I'll then come back for us to do it together. So don't forget that when you get to this ending part, you don't make a mistake. You're going to go first using your left fishing line. Don't go and use this, because once you use this, your work will look somehow, because your gold have already exist. The gold is already here. So if you can put gold here first, it will look somehow, and thereby giving your work one kind shape. So that's why you need to use it and wash it very carefully. So this remaining one, so okay, let me start this one again for those, because I'm sure that my camera was having a little bit problem there. So the goat goes first, the bell, and then the goat. So just watch and see what I'm doing. This one I'm not going to talk, I'm going to do everything my art, so you just watch me to understand it. So I'll be back to do the remaining ones myself. So when I get to the stage or to the length I want, I'll come back for us to finish our work together. So stay tuned, I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten to almost the length that I want my bust to be, so I just want to complete the two lines. I want to make it 22 because it's already 20 here. Let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. So I just want to make it up to 21 22, so I can now close the work. So I want to do this one together with you. So let's continue, and don't forget, just to refresh your memory, your brain, just to remind you about how to remind you the tips again, in case if you have forgotten already. So should remember that it's always 2 gold and 1 pearl for starting. So let's go. So let's go right now. You can see it's 1, the gold, then the pearl, then the gold. So you interjoin to the next bead, you interjoin to the next bead, so now the pearl goes first. Now at the second stage, the pearl goes first, then followed by the gold bead, followed by this second, the gold bead, then you interjoin to the next, bead. So the pearl first, then the gold bead. Your gold, your pearl, then your gold. Like some of you now might be asking, if you do this method, if you are going to get it wrongly. No, you're not going to get it wrongly. It's still the same thing that you will get. You understand? I want to show you something. If you should start from this right fishing line, you will see that it's still the same thing that you get, but your fishing line will now be facing this line. You understand? It will be facing this line instead of cut, because we are still, it's upward that we are going. You're not going by the side, so it's now be by the side that it will be facing, just like you see right now. I will still redo my work. You can see it now. So it seems as if we are starting the work this side instead of facing it the other way around. So that's why it should be gold first before this, using your left fishing line to do it, so that your work should not get confused along the line. You can see it now. You can see where it's facing now. So it's now very easy for us to continue doing. So this is the last line that we're going to do before we end our work. So remember the tips when starting. When starting a new line, it should be gold first, your pearl, then the gold last. While the second stage should be pearl first, then your gold follows. After that, intersect, then you now interjoin to the next bead. So that's how it goes. You can see it, the pearl at the second stage, then the gold, interjoin it, that is, you cross it over the cross, then join it to the next bead.